All right, welcome Speed Swift drivers to your Thunderhill Raceway 5-mile logistics video. I am your host, Joe McGuigan. Thank you first and foremost for joining us for a event at the 5-mile. Longest track we have in California and I believe America still. So, first and foremost, to get prepped for your track day as far as the check-in and everything is concerned, you're going to be watching this video. You're going to want to watch the safety video, which goes over the flags and everything, and take the quiz that is in this email. Okay? If you watch both the videos, you should be able to pass the quiz no problem. So please make sure you've got that quiz 100%. You can take it as many times as you need to, but in theory, if you watch both videos, you're going to pass them the first time around. And then also make sure you do the digital check-in waiver, okay? The liability waiver. It's going to have you take a selfie of yourself. That way, when we go to do the check-in, we'll have that on our iPad and everything, and you'll be good to go from there. So once you get those things done and out of the way, you're good to go park your car. We're going to be doing the check-in inside the big building on the east side, just for future reference. It'll be in the big clubhouse there on the east side. Once your check-in's all done, you got your wristband, make sure you're parked, under the awnings or outside in between the awnings, wherever it is, as long as it's not a fire lane or anything like that. The only exception to that is the first two bays in the awning that's in front of the clubhouse is typically reserved for staff, so please don't block our parking, just because it makes it easy for us to go back and forth from the clubhouse to our vehicles. So just, if you're not familiar with that, just check the map. That should be included in this email. Now, as far as prep for the vehicle before you get out on course, you're going to need to make sure you have got numbers on both sides of the car. We do have numbers for sale, we have both black and white numbers for sale. Make sure it's at least 2 digits, matching both sides of the car. No repeating 1s or 7s, because that makes it hard for the staff on track. Other than that, make sure you get everything out of your car, check under your seat and whatnot. Water bottles do not make very good brake pedals, so please, please, please empty the car out. Make sure your tow hook is installed and on the car. Even if you think you're not going to need it, it still needs to be on the car. If you do not have a tow hook, you're technically not allowed to run. So make sure you've got your tow hook on and good to go there. Other than that, make sure fluids are topped off and good to go. If you're not comfortable with checking your oil and whatnot on your vehicle, ask the staff, ask your fellow drivers. We're a community. We're here to help each other. So make sure you check that out. Now, in the email, there is a copy of the schedule, as well as we'll have printouts when you do your check-in. Make sure you check your schedule. In the event of a delay, we'll do our best to announce it and let people know that, this group's going to run at this time, etc. Make sure we don't get delays by making sure your car is in one piece and ready to go on course. Don't cause a delay by running out of fuel, for example. So please, 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 set yourself alarms, whatever you need in case you can't hear the announcements for your schedule. Again, it's colored run groups, so you'll know what run group you're in based on what wristband you get and what group you signed up for. So, as far as other than that, with regards to the schedule itself, there will be a morning meeting check-in, before the track goes hot for novices and the blue group. Make sure you come to that. We're just going to go over some basic safety stuff again that is in this email. But again, I like to talk to the novices and the point by required group in the morning. Otherwise, you're going to have your typical cool-down meeting after your first session per run group. So whether you're an advanced or a novice, you're going to for sure have at least one cool-down meeting. So make sure you come back to the clubhouse for that. It's typically about 5 to 7 minutes after your session ends, because I know people want to check their cars, make sure tire pressure is good, etc., all that sort of stuff. Now, as far as getting on and off the course, we're going to be entering the track from the usual turn, usual turn 1 on the east loop. You're going to begin onto the hot pit lane from the break in the small awnings on the right side of the track if you're facing towards turn 15, 14. You're going to come out that hot pit, go right up the hot pit lane. There'll be a sign out there that says fast lane, slow lane. Pretty self-explanatory. If you want to be one of the first ones out, put yourself in the fast lane, or if you know that you're going to be on the slower end of the group or just need some more time to get prepped, make sure you're in the slow lane. That'll be the last lane to go out. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, regardless, whenever you leave the hot pits to get on course for Thunderhill, there is a blend line. There's a solid white line leading through part of turn 1 on east. You may not cross that blend line. If you do that, you just potentially cut off a car doing 130, 140 miles an hour. And that's a good way to earn a black flag immediately. So whenever you leave the hot pits, I don't care if you know you're the first car on course, you must stay right of that blend line. Now, once you're on the course itself, you're free to cross over that blend line and use it all. It's paved, it's fair game. During your first run in the morning for every colored group, there's going to be a yellow flag for at least a lap. When that yellow flag is out, it is no passing. Even if your group is an open passing group, it is no passing when that yellow flag is out. Doesn't mean you have to go school zone pace. It just means more alertness. Take this time to wave to the corner workers, build up the memory where they're at, and just exercise that caution. And eventually the track will go green. Now, the session, because it is 5 mile, it's a long course. There's going to be checkered flag in 3 spots on this course. We're going to have it at the start finish on west, start finish on east, as well as turn 11 on east as also. So the 2 normal locations on east, and then the straightaway on west. Now, if you get the checkered at west or, and turn 11, because they'll be together, you're going to be doing the track exit at turn 14, 15. We are never exiting on the west side. The only reason to exit from the west side is if your vehicle has an emergency breakdown and you're right there. Otherwise, you must exit from turn 14, 15 on the east loop. And as always, hand out the window to fist that says, hey, I'm exiting, look at me, I'm doing something other than driving quickly. Once you're back in the paddock, the speed limit again is 5 to 10 miles an hour. It is slow, it's supposed to feel slow. There's other drivers, there's kids, sometimes animals wandering around. So please, please, please keep that speed limit down in the paddock. Save the speed for out on course. And once you get back to your pit space, make sure you're doing good and not putting that e-brake on. In theory, you just got done driving your car harder than you do on the streets, and all those brakes are really, really hot. So you don't want to fuse them together by putting that parking brake on. If you're in a manual car, put it in gear or chalk it. If you're in an automatic, you can put the transmission in park, just make sure the e-brake does not go on, whether it be a mechanical, a foot brake, electronic brake, whatever. Just make sure that parking brake is not on. Other than that, we look forward to having you come out there. We have a lot of great amenities on site here at Thunderhill. Obviously, we've got the clubhouse. It's usually got air conditioning going for the hot days. Right outside the clubhouse is the Thunderhill Grill, where you can get some food, snacks, etc. And right next to that is going to be the Pro Shop. Nancy's got the Pro Shop in there. Thunderhill's constantly been expanding that Pro Shop, so if there's stuff you need, definitely pop in there, check out what they have for sale. Other than that, fuel is also on site. The fuel station is located right by where you go through the gates to get into the facility itself. You'll see it right there. There should be a big VP sign. So plenty of fuel on site. They have 91 octane as well as 100 and 110, I believe. But other than that, if any questions, feel free to email myself or Patrick. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you on track. So have a great time. We'll see you then. Bye.